Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Seaside Center for Spiritual Living. And holding the light for us this morning is our master practitioner, aptly named Linda Light.
Linda Light, no way.
Linda Light is holding the light for us. Linda sits in the back in the practitioner's corner holding the light. And for those of you who are not aware, we have over 50 practitioners here at Seaside. So if you've never utilized yourself of the practitioners who are trained in affirmative prayer, holding the light for you, if you want more information, there are folders on what a practitioner does in the back of the church. Do we have Lori Gertz here this morning? How many of you people are familiar with Facebook? How many people are really good at Facebook? Two. Okay. I'd like to invite up our own Lori Gertz, who's going to tell you about a class that she's going to be holding. Please help me welcome Lori. I know you can do better than that. Come on.
Way taller than I am. Hi, everybody. I'd like to invite you to come to this class on Thursday. When I think of Seaside, I think of all things inspirational and learning and teaching and participating and engaging and community. And believe it or not, those things are sort of embraced by Facebook. So actually the workshop is going to be on 3 different types of social media: Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. And it really is a workshop. So if you decide to come, which I'd love to have you, I'd be really grateful for your attendance. We're going to set up accounts. We're actually going to do some hands-on social media networking. I'm going to teach you some lingo. It's a wonderful way to connect with your families, with your children, with your grandchildren. It's a great way to reach out and let people know about Seaside and about your participation and engagement here. And it's pretty huge. You can't kick it to the curb anymore. If Facebook were a country, it'd be the third largest country in the world. So there's over 1 billion people on Facebook. So, and again, it's only the one of 3 different social media that we'll be talking about that day. And please bring your computers. It's Thursday night here at Seaside, and you're all welcome to come. I look forward to seeing you there.
Thank you, Lori. I know I tried to have a teenager teach me how to do Facebook, and I still don't know how to do that. Lots of things going on. Always education is a big portion of Seaside, and I invite you to check out the education table. I would like to remind you of a wonderful class that's beginning tomorrow with Reverend Alice Bundy. She's going to be giving a new 4-week class on the consciousness of wealth, and I think everyone in here could use a little raise in their consciousness of wealth at this time. The 4-week class will support you in building your consciousness of wealth and will teach you how to find the keys of true wealth, freedom, and joy. So check that out at the education table. It's going to be a wonderful, wonderful class. On October 24th, a week from today, many of you have regaled and listening to Reverend Lori come up here and teach and make us laugh. Well, next week she becomes official. Next week is Lori's ordination. It's going to be in the afternoon after the second service. So I invite you, if you've ever met Lori, you know her. She's a wonderful, wonderful person. Expect a very large crowd here, and come out and show your support and your love for her. She's been working towards this for many, many years, and ordination is the culmination in the ministry. On November 23rd, Seaside is going to rock. Okay, we're going to rock with the gospel. It's called the Through the Storm. Is actual name of the group. There's about 20 members, and they specialize in gospel and spiritual chorus. And they're also going to be accompanied by our own Seaside choir. So the place is, yay, you hear that? Ta-da, a little rock out there. Truly a joyous occasion. The entry fee is nominal, and we also would like you to bring 1 can of food for our CRC, which we support here. And on the November 24th, a month from now, but just want to give you a heads up about it. All of the ministries are going to gather here within the family room, and we're going to have our 24th of November, the Harvest Festival. And it's based on the Gifts of the Heart program, which we're beginning this week, and Reverend Christian will be telling you more about that. And new member luncheon. You wonder if we're growing. I think we did some amazing growth this past few months. We're actually having a new member luncheon today, and they're having over 30 new members are joining. So we have that about twice a year. So if you're interested, if you wondered what was going on, how to become a member, once again, you can go out. Information is on one of the tables in the back. And now, I'd like to invite you all to stand up. But before you do, I got a new rule. All the time, they say stand up and shake hands with someone next to you. The rule is you stand up, shake someone's hand, give them a hug, but it can't be someone you've done it with before. Okay? You got it. You may have to walk a little bit to say hi. So stand up, welcome your neighbor.
All right, now we know each other. It's time for our congregational song. Please remain standing. This morning we're singing Light of the World. Light of the world, light of the world, I am called to be the light of the world. Light of the world, light of the world, I am called to be the light of the world. Again, do that again. Light of the world, light of the world, I am called to be the light of the world. Light of the world, light of the world, I am called to be the light of the world. What will my answer be to the Spirit call? What will my answer be? Will I give my all? Light of the world, light of the world, I am called to be the light of the world. Light of the world, light of the world, I am called to be the light of the world. Let's do what again? What will my answer be to the Spirit call? What will my answer be? Will I give my all? Light of the world, light of the world, I am called to be the light of the world. Light of the world, light of the world, I am called to be the light of the world. All right, all right, all right. Woo. All right, the lights are on, Christian. We got the lights on now.
We do. Hey, good morning, Seaside. What a joy to be with you on this fabulous day at Seaside, and want to just welcome you and everyone who is wearing turquoise. It is the color of the day for sure. And I sent all of you a personal letter saying turquoise was the color of the day. And so what I'm realizing is, like, most of you aren't on the mailing list, I guess. So if you didn't get a letter from me this week, make sure you fill out your address, drop it in the collection basket, or hand it to me, because the key about the color, every week we're going to do a different color. And the purpose of this is every time you see this color, it will remind you of the message of the day. And so today is going to be about priming the pump, and you'll hear more about that in a little bit, because that's what it's all about. And I gave all of you a poster when you came in. Did you get that? Yes. Good, okay. In the Sunday program every week will be a different color heart, and you get that, and you go ahead and you put it on your poster, and there you go. You got it, and you're right on board with us. And every time you see that turquoise this week, you remember, you know what? It is about sending it out there. It's about casting the bread upon the water. It's about priming that pump. It is about entering into that consciousness that returns the greater good into our life. And so I want to welcome you to Seaside as we begin this 5-6 week program where I'm going to share with you the spiritual tools and allow you to create greater abundance in your life, because what I want for you so much is for you to experience in your life the freedom, the joy, the health, the well-being, and the abundant flow that your heart desires to live. So you up for that one? Okay, we're on this journey. And to take us a little bit deeper here this morning is a wonderful practitioner, Nancy.
Good morning. If you join me now in some quiet. What a joy it is to be here and present once again, sharing the gifts of the heart and knowing and understanding the awareness that it takes and the awareness that we are now in sharing with each other. This is our spiritual family, and I'm so grateful for this Sunday morning when we gather here and are being taught and loved and shared with in so many special ways. I am grateful for this. I'm grateful for each and every person that is here, putting their heart and soul into this service for you. And many thanks to Reverend Christian, who brings us the word every Sunday, and the words will make us free. And so it is.
It's about you and I, sharing love the first time, feeling hearts beating rhymes, lifting joy, one mind. Letting go of the past, knowing love will last. In the truth we are blessed, giving you my very best, forever joining part in forever from the start. Forever the stars will chart together, gifts of the heart. Letting go of the past, knowing love will last. In the truth we are blessed, giving you my very best, and forever joining part in forever from the start. And forever the stars will chart together, gifts of the heart, gifts of
That's beautiful, Reverend Fran. Thank you. I'm sure you didn't find that one in some songbook somewhere. That's you and God came up with that one, so hopefully we'll hear that over the next few weeks. One of the things that Seaside is involved with is finding ways to give in unique and supportive different ways that support spirit showing up in people's lives. And one of the groups in town that we partner with is the Community Resource Center. And that's where individuals that are struggling within our town are able to go if they need some food. And it's quite surprising how many families within our town have difficulty with food. They may have enough to pay rent, but without some, they're a little food challenged. So without some support, they would not have food. And so Seaside at the beginning of the year said, we'll help out. We'll deliver 1 ton of food through the course of the year. And when we're doing pretty good. We're about 1,200 pounds there. We're 800 short. We have a couple months. Then Candace Young-Schultz, who's really our liaison to the Community Resource Center, heard that they do the holiday program, a basket program at the beginning of December, and they give away 1,500 baskets to individuals who wouldn't be experiencing that kind of support. And said, oh yeah, we can come up with our other 800 pounds by the 1st of December. I went, Candace, what are you talking about? So anyway, I think we can. And what I figured out is that if everybody gave 2 pounds, like I got a pound of peaches and a pound of pasta, I'm putting them in the basket. If everybody did that, we would do it the next few weeks. Would you be willing to do that? Seaside is a giving community. We put spirit first. We are constantly finding ways in which we can support. We're a tithing community, which means that we take 10% of our undesignated contributions and we find ways to support Spirit's work out in the world. And I want to share with you, since you didn't get my letter, is that in our 25th year, just a couple months ago, Seaside gave away its $1 millionth into the world. So congratulations. That is fabulous. We'll continue to do that. Bring forth your tithe requests. We're happy to do that. And one of the areas in which we have given her a project that we supported was Joanne Millicent's daughter's project. Her daughter, Kuhatu, she was born in Mali, West Africa, and was raised there. She now serves the U.S. Navy. She works as a commander at the Pentagon with the Joint Chiefs of Staff, and she started a project in Malawi as an orphanage, which we have supported in the past. She now has a vision to go from the 12 children that are there to 100. She's back here today. Would you come on up so we could just extend to you our love? We can share a bit of the story. And Seaside also wants to make a contribution to support that vision and the good work that you're doing. And you can call her Katie when you talk to her afterwards.
Good morning, everybody. And thank you, God. Thank you for all that you do for us. Seaside has been alongside with ACFA for a while now, and I couldn't thank you enough. Since inception of ACFA, the 12 children that we have live at my father's house. And the reason why we only have 12 is because the house is a 3-bedroom house, and they're living there with the staff of 5. So the house is getting smaller every day. As the kids are growing up, we couldn't take more than 12 kids. And as we're moving along, going the path that God has issued for us, here we are in 2012, rebels came and took 2/3 of the country and put the country in war. The children are the most vulnerable. The women are the most vulnerable. More vulnerable children every day in Bamako, Mali. So we are building a bigger place that will allow us to take up to 100 children and will allow us to have a school from grade 1 to 9, a medical facility, a indoor and outdoor sport complex, as well as a library and a computer lab. And all of these services, besides the dorm, are going to support everybody else, which is 7 villages, more than 800 community people for the medical, for the school, et cetera, et cetera. We have already started building. You can see there the tower for water. So now they have running water free of charge, 7 villages. We couldn't do that without you. So thank you. So that's at the macro level. On the micro level, I draw your attention to Little Koro here in red. Little Koro came to ACFA in June of 2010 from the streets of Bamako. When you serve food, she used to run away with the whole food because she doesn't know there will be food for everybody else next day. That was in June 2010. And long before we know it, in August of 2010, little Koro told me on the phone she wants to be a TV reporter. 2 months is all it took for her to have a dream. Before we know it, in June of 2011, little Koro became and ranked #1 in her class of 100 children. And in this year, little Koro earned her black belt in Taekwondo. So this is the change that you are making across the pond. Thank you so much. And there is something that we say in Mali that I will say here. For every single penny that you donate here, I pray the Lord to multiply it millions for you.
How beautiful. Thank you so much. I'm Reverend Lori Sheets, and I am so glad to look out and see so many faces, some of which I don't recognize. So if you are here for the very first time, please know that whoever you are and wherever you are on your spiritual journey, that you are welcome here. There are information packets with vouchers for you in the back. There's one, and I believe it's pink, if you want to dig out the pink one. The pink one's the one that you're able to take into the bookstore and get one of Dr. Christian's books, so I invite you to do that. There are 2 reasons that we will be allowing you to get up out of your seats today. One is if you have to use the facilities, and second is if you have to get up to go out to the teen car wash and give them your keys so that they can wash your car. Both are acceptable, and we don't ask that you differentiate. Just go. Just go. My ordination is next week, and I'm very, very excited. Very excited. Thank you. And my heart has been open to this Seaside family for over 5 years that I've been coming here, and so I would love to look out and see your smiles and your loving faces coming back to me. It's going to be something that's very special to me, and I would like my Seaside family to be there. And so today, the reading from our Joyous Living Journal is called Priming the Pump. So sit back and relax. Take these words in. I'll be taking you into prayer to ground them. Here we go. How spiritual can you be if you are in a state of I want, I need, I gotta get, I can't afford? Life is an outpouring. It's a flow. It's a movement. The only thing you gotta be doing is finding a place where you can give, share, and express the life you are. It's been said, God so loved the world that he gave. No one outside of you can control whether you are going to let life flow through you or not. Giving is the effect of prosperous thinking. Too many individuals think that they will give after the value is received, forgetting the spiritual truth of how richly blessed they already are. And so on this day, we prime the pump of life through first giving. It's the golden key that unlocks the floodgates of the infinite flow of your good. Simply allow your eyes to close and fully present into this moment. We simply know that we are all here for the one reason and one reason only. And that is to know and express God more fully in our lives and in our living. For this God is all-knowing, all-loving, all-guiding. And it is this very God that breathes my heart and breathes my breath. As I am anchored with the oneness, knowing that all that God is, I am, and all that I am, God is. It's easy to come into a place of full expression, to have the willingness to be the conduit and the catalyst for my good. For I take the first step in giving all that I have and all that I am, which creates that beautiful divine consciousness of receiving. I do my part. God does her part. Knowing all this and knowing that it is good, I simply am grateful for this life that I have been given, for I know that I am living God's life and that my hands are the hands of God and my heart is the heart of God, and I give both freely in service. Thank you. And so it is.
Good morning, everybody. You're looking good this morning. All right, thank you so much. All right, we have a wonderful guest artist this morning. Ray Davis had a national commercial that absolutely had to shoot today for Pizza Hut. So I asked Ray to do a shout out to Seaside during the commercial. Just wanted you to know, I think that was only fair. And so he said he would. So if you see that commercial, look for it, okay? In the meantime, he has delighted us with the first service and with her presence this morning. So delightful to have her as his replacement, but more so that because I'm going to have her come in 2014 as well, okay? Miss Arne Batson this morning. Would you please give her a Seaside warm welcome?
Thank you, Seaside. Good morning. Good morning. This feels like home.
And the dreams of all my great-grandfathers, and the way to rise beyond the pain. Oh, live, oh, live, oh, live in me. That I am mine, more than I have been, I am, more than I will be, I am, all that I am. In the land of I am, more than I have been, I am, more than I will be, I am, all that I am. In the land of I am, more than I have been, I am, more than I will be, I am, all that I am. In the land of I am, more than I have been, I am, more than I will be, I am, all that I am. And the smiles of all the unborn children, and the dreams of a better day to come, and the dance of a heaven with the earth. Oh, live, oh, live, oh, live in me. Land of I am, more than I have been, more than I will be, I am, great-grandfathers and the way to rise beyond the pain. All lives, all lives, all lives in me. In the land of I am more than I have been. I am more than I will be. I am all that I am. It lives in me. In the land of I am more than I have been. In me. More than I will be. I am all that I am. God lives. In the land of I am right in me. My God lives. Right within me. I am. I am more than I have been. I am more than I will be. So much more. So much more. So much more. So much more. More than I have been. So much more than I will be. God is all that is more. And I have enough. More than I am enough. I am worthy. I know I'm worthy. And I know you're worthy. Everybody here is worthy. We are more. You are more. So much more. Do you know that you're more? Do you know that you're more? Do you know that you're God? Do you know that you are light? Do you know that you are joy? Do you know that you are love? Do you know that you are love? Woo! All right now. The band! The band!
Arne Batson! Arne! Woo! Wow! Oh man, I'm just filled with all sorts of chills up here. That was, talk about gifts of the heart. Did Arne just deliver? Fabulous. Woo! Oh my, oh my, oh my. That is just, that's what Seaside is. It is about gifts of the heart for sure. And this morning is about priming the pump, and it's about putting it out there and just having it come back multiplied many times, but it's not why you put it out there. And as you heard today, that Seaside just shared its millionth dollar, but I want you to know we're sending something out there that's worth even more than $1 million. As you know, we have fabulous ministers here, which you may not know. They are always being pursued by senators from around the country trying to entice them to come lead their spiritual community. And we've had some step out there. Pat King, Santa Barbara, Diane Naki went to Hammett. We had Barbara Novak, went to Seattle. Well, I got to tell you what, they dangled one so big in front of this sweet, sweet young girl that came in here in her 20s from the Northeast, has been here for 16 years, has risen to a very prominent spot within our movement, a very high profile spot that everybody sees the great work she does. And that is our Reverend Catherine Economo, has been pursued and has finally said yes to a ministry that is near her neighborhood. She drives 1 hour one way from the far reaches of Fallbrook. That's 2 hours every day to be here. If she doesn't do that, that's 2 hours more with her wonderful daughter. It gives her the vision of leading a wonderful spiritual community. It gives us a chance to cast another star out for humanity. And my heart aches. It's filled with joy. So she says she didn't want to talk today. So her last day is November 10th, and you don't have a choice. We're throwing a party for you, and you got to say something. So you can start thinking about it now. And but you know that's what life is. It is about putting your best out there for the world to touch God in ways that are so right. And those individuals that recognize that they truly are that spot in consciousness that is God, and recognizes the infinite expression of Spirit is what moves to them, becomes the pump. They become that vortex of the God flow. And Karen sent me a wonderful video of Zig Ziglar, who is known for taking this old pump around and pumping it around and just pumping. Said you got to pump, you got to prime that pump, you got to pour the water down there, get that ceiling, got to pump and pump. And if nothing's coming, you got to keep pumping, because that well is deep, and that water that is deep is pure, it's clear, it's crystal, as good as God. So you got to keep pumping, even if it's not showing up, because you are that chute through which that infinite takes form. And does it have the flow, or does it get stuck on the way down? Because I'll tell you what, you were not put in this world to struggle. You're not here to live an unfulfilled, unrewarding life. You have been brought here to share your mark with this generation, with your gifts and with your talents. And you have the ability to tap in, and that's prime. You got to prime that pump so you can tap in to your gifts and your talents that are running rich and deep in the depths of your soul. You got to keep it going, even if it is not showing up right away. Because what I've heard people say, many people say, that they would like to be happy, healthy, thin, and rich. And that's a good desire. But, you've got to have more than a desire. You've got to have more than a wish. You've got to have more than a hope. And as you begin to line up, with that God presence, as you begin to prime that pump with your actions, with your words. Ernest Holmes, the founder of religious science, he talks about the flow. That all the infinite flows through the individual. Whatever you are to experience must come through your consciousness. It is that flow that is imperative and essential in your life. And so what are you casting upon the waters? What is your conversation? What is your activity? Because I'm going to tell you what, because as soon as you bring in God into that consciousness, into that equation, things begin to shift, because God knows how to bring opportunities into your life. When you are allowing God to show up with the opportunities, those doors that were closed all of a sudden open up. Those difficulties that are there begin to dissolve. The medical reports seem to go away because there is a greater picture here. All of a sudden, you don't know how, but suddenly you can pay off your house. Who knows what is going on, that this person has just been in your way, and all of a sudden something shifts inside of them. There are infinite possibilities where the struggle can disappear. And I recognize that there are spots in our life where there is struggle, where we're sitting at, why doesn't this ever come around? I've been working on this forever. Where is this promise? I can't believe it hasn't happened yet. And you can get into priming the pump with those negative perspectives. Or you can say, you know what? God is bringing opportunity my way. There's a shift going on in my consciousness. Those crooked ways are being made straight. I know that Spirit is delivering big time in my life and my word. I may not know how, but Spirit does. See, when you prime that pump and you begin to honor the presence of God, you may not know. There's a wonderful story in the Bible in the 11th chapter of Numbers, where the Israelites are going through the desert, and they've been eating mammon. I don't know, for days, weeks, for years maybe. Basically, that's bread. Out in the desert is probably very dry bread. They got very tired of this mammon. Even though it's from heaven, it gets old. And so... they say to Moses, hey, we need some meat here. We need some meat to eat. We've had enough of this for a while. So Moses goes to God and says, hey, God, I don't know how you can do this, but, the folks, we need meat. And God says, well, I will deliver meat not for a day, not for 5 days, not for 20 days, for a month. And Moses says, man, how are you going to do that? Don't you realize there's like almost 2 million of us back here? If we slaughtered everything we have, there is not enough to do that. And God says, Moses, calm down. What, you don't think that I am all powerful and I can do this? Like Moses was looking at how to do it through my mind. You ever get stuck in something and you try to figure it out and say, there is no way I can figure this out? You forget that there is a higher power here. And if you have been priming the pump with your faith, with your words, trusting that flow, God comes back. It says in the 31st verse, it says, I will change the winds and bring the quail from the sea and drop them in your camp. So all they got to do is go pick them up. Wow, I didn't see that coming. But that's the thing. The answer to your life when you have that shift begins to be, I didn't see that coming. I didn't know that was a possibility here. Who would have thought they would have brought all the birds in from the coast so we could have dinner? But there are options beyond our mind that says, okay, I got to figure this out. This is how it's going to happen. It doesn't have to happen that way. But you've got to remember, your asset here is you. Your asset is your consciousness. It is you who's choosing to believe and recognize, you know what? I may not know how to feed 2 million people, but God does. And will bring the opportunities to me when I remember to prime, when I remember to send forth. Remember, it's God that gives me the power to have wealth. When I remember God first in my life and do what I need to do to send forth and cast those breads upon the water, I will have coming back into my life that which is necessary to support the shift that is taking place in my consciousness. But you know what I got to remember to do is take care of myself. Not get carried away by all these things I need to do to just be able to function or to make it through life. Self-care, the soul really likes, if you haven't noticed. It like goes a long way when you stop to nourish yourself. And people say, I can't do that. Well, you got to do that. If that looks like, just sitting back in the jacuzzi of consciousness and having the bubbles of ideas coming up on your feet, you need to create the space to do that. Because Ernest said, those ideas flow through you. What comes to you has got to come through you. Even if it looks like it's coming from over there, it's because I've cast my bread upon the waters. I have put God first, and God's infinite's everything, and it comes back over here. So you need to take that break. Sit down and have yourself a glass of red wine, if you like that, a nice homemade hot brownie. Enjoy, nurture yourself. I on Fridays when I'm working on my talk, I have to take brain breaks. I walk outside. I used to prostrate myself in front of the paws of my golden retriever for a little extra loving, and I'd wrestle with him and just get that energy. I look at my cat who knows how to relax. He follows the sunbeam around the house in the course of the day and just communes with what's coming through the window. And I look at him and I realize he's probably never answered an email in his life. And yet there I am at 2 a.m. thinking I should be getting on this here. You have got to give yourself that rest, because this world, not in a malicious way, will utilize all your time, all your energy, and make you feel like you're not doing enough. And we're so proud, look at how much I'm doing. No, I want to hear about how much time you're giving yourself, how much time in that mental jacuzzi of thoughts and ideas and the time with God and those chocolate chip cookies or whatever it is. That is what will bring God, a good chocolate chip cookie. People say, but Christian, you don't get how busy I am, how much pressure I'm under. I understand it's hard to feel good when you're under pressure, but it becomes your responsibility to feel good under pressure. I'll take sanity over hysteria any day. Just count me in for that one. And so, when you feel stuck, someone like Bertrand Russell said, if you're looking for proof, look at those that have done it already. Now, I'm a great believer in creating things new. It takes a great commitment if you're an artist, bring forth. But there's a lot of things we're working on that have been done already. See, the challenge that comes in life a lot of times is not that we're hit with a biggie. Because I've noticed that most people can take a big hit. You're flying through the sky and you take a hit, a turn, and boom, you recover and you're okay. It's the prolonged stress and the worry and the strength. I watch people go in for a surgery. They're ready, they're psyched up, they come out and they're okay, they got it, they're done, they're ready to go, and the doctor comes back and says, hey, we got to do another one. It's like, oh. They do it, think it's good, boom. Begins to take its toll. I've watched people come through a time where the economy got rough and they lost everything, and they held on for a year and they felt they could make it. And then all of a sudden the next year things were still tight, and still the next year, and all of a sudden it is the length of time that begins to take its toll on individuals, which is why it is imperative that you remember to nurture your soul as you're going through the turbulence, because as you try to hold on in the turbulent times in your life, over a period of time it can become tiring and debilitating. You've got to remember to go back and prime that pump and bring forth that fresh richness from the depths of your being, that crystal clear expression of God that is always running. You are that avenue for that wellspring that is seeking to express itself. And as you begin to take a look, you know what? This person came through it. They were able to overcome this challenge. What are you priming that pump with? What you're worried about at the wee hours of the night? Or are you reading those stories of these people that overcame this incurable disease? Are you reading stories about how people went from rags to rags again, to riches again? Trump's a good story of that. You know, Forbes' richest people that just came out, did you realize that the majority of those multimillionaire and billionaires that are in there, the 1%ers, are self-made? Yeah, there's some that got passed on the family, bless them for their consciousness before they got here, but the majority of those have created those fortunes in their life while they were here. Because of a consciousness, because of a choice, because they stopped just wishing and hoping, and they got on up and did that which turned them on. They followed their passion. They listened to people who were successful. Take a look at those that have come forward in this life, and they'll tell you this is how you can prime your pump with these kind of thoughts and these kind of actions and this kind of behavior. This can move you in the direction that your heart wants to go. But you got to listen to your heart. You've got to take that time. There's this young kid. He graduated from high school. Didn't really know what he was going to do with his life. 18, what do you know? A lot, hopefully. At least that's what they tell me. And so he thought he liked working with his hands. So he said, I'm going to go to trade school and become a plumber. So he went to trade school, got whatever license he needed to become a plumber. And he was a very good plumber. He made, his money was good as a plumber. He loved working with his hands. But after a few years, he realized the plumbing and working with his hands mostly entailed being in dark crawl spaces that were tight and uncomfortable, dirty, and just not fun anymore. And so he thought, well, maybe I'll go to community college a little bit. And he went to the community college, and he started taking classes, and he'd never taken any advanced math, and he'd never taken any science, and this kind of turned him on. You know what? I'm going to become a chiropractor, or I'm going to become a person who works with athletes, and had all these thoughts going on. And they said, heck, I'm going to become a medical doctor. And now here's a guy who just came out of high school, just got turned on in community college, has been working in the world, and decides that he has this new vision, and he starts working on that. It wasn't until he was 30 years old that he got admitted into medical school. But in the meantime, he was continuing working as the plumber. And all of a sudden, now that he had a vision as to where he was going, that plumbing became a bridge. It was not a terrible thing. I'm a plumber. I don't like it anymore. I am grateful. Look at that thing. I am grateful that I've got this bridge that is moving forward into medical school. And as he went to do his residency and he was doing surgery, he recognized that the joy of working with his hands with all that plumbing is what made him an excellent, sought-after surgeon. And upon graduation, he went back to a small town where he grew up and did plumbing and opened up a practice there. And they love him to this day, So you can be miserable and prime the pump with garbage. Hey, this isn't going to work. I don't like it. I'm miserable. It's dark and dirty. Or you can say, wow, this is serving me. This is where I am in my life right now. And how I got here is how I got here, and where I'm going is exciting, and where I am right now is the launching pad to move me forward. And you know what? God will bring those opportunities to you when you have been priming the pump, because you're in co-creative relationship with that divine presence, and it doesn't matter what's going on in the world. God will all of a sudden tell you, check the door that's been locked, and you'll find it's open. All of a sudden, God will give you this phone call out of the blue, and suddenly your life has changed. All of a sudden, you'll have this new contract, and your life is different. All of a sudden, you will meet this person that will shift things in your world, that will transform it. All of a sudden, those people that have been blocking you will stop fighting, and things will have shifted in their world. Well, I don't know how to change people's minds. Well, you don't have to. Proverbs says, God knows how to change the hearts of kings. Whoa. That's the partnership you want to be part of. Well, okay, but when am I going to do this? Isaiah said, this is God's year. Not next year. Not 5 years from now. This is my 5-year plan for God to show up. No, now is the year. And I have been pumping, and I've been priming, and I'm keeping going, even if it's not showing up yet, because I believe. I know that I have these gifts of the heart that I've got to share. I've got something that is moving through me because I am that avenue, that conduit, that channel, that pump to a deep stream, to a wellspring of the infinite possibilities. And it's my consciousness that is the field for which it is expressing into life. And there's nothing that can deny that. It is coming through me, as Ernest said. Aristotle, he was saying it too. He said, what you think about and talk about and do all the time you become. Someone who's a little bit more modern, Louise Hay, said, what you create first in your mind with peace, harmony, and balance, you'll find next created in the world in which you live. That's how it works. This is how it works. Christian, I'm not quite ready. Okay, that's your choice. That's not my choice, I hear. I'm not qualified. I haven't done the study. I didn't go to that school. I don't have that degree. Other people have seniority. Fine, that's your choice. But I want you to know that God will qualify you if you've been called. All of a sudden, the last will become first. All of a sudden, you'll become from the middle of the heap, all of a sudden the top. But won't that be mean? Won't that bother some people? Yeah, it's going to bother some people. Some people are always bothered. That's just who they are. They're always complaining about something. So let them complain about your success because they have as much opportunity and connection to that wellspring of that fresh water that is flowing just below the surface that anybody can tap into. Well, I don't know if I can do that. Well, what do you think Moses thought when God said, okay, I want you to go talk to the Pharaoh and have him let my people go. But God, don't you get I stutter? You want me to talk to who? Spirit's called you or tapped you. It will give you what is necessary. Imagine his conversation with David. David said, hey, I'm a kid. I'm inexperienced. I've never been in battle before. You've got a lot of strong warriors that can take on Goliath. And God says, I know, and I chose you. When you have been chosen, you are the one who must believe in that power and that expression of that life force will provide what is necessary. Because you've been pumping, you've been believing. You said, God, use me. I'm here to serve. This is what we talk about, these affirmations. Use me. All of a sudden, here you go. Okay, now what? I'll tell you what, most people are looking for the results in their life. I want to know for sure. I want to know what's going to happen. Jesus' teaching was based with a great deal of gratitude because of the results. I'll tell you, I pray, our practitioners pray, and people just say, thank you for the healing in my life. But I got to tell you, the gratitude I have is not for the healing and the things and the manifestations, but that there is a spiritual principle here that can always be used. That is a principle. It doesn't matter if you're dealing with cancer or with finances or with relationship. There's a principle that responds to consciousness that flows through you. That's what I'm grateful for. Jesus said, oh, Jerusalem, Jerusalem, how I would want to teach and to show you, but you cannot accept. They're filled with gratitude for the loaves, for the fishes, for the healings. But the tragedy of that ministry is that they didn't get the teaching, that you don't have to go to a priest, a rabbi, a mystic, a guru, a sage, a saint, an imam. You don't have to go anywhere. It is your consciousness that is the pump to the infinite that expresses in your life at the level of your choice. What are you choosing? I encourage you to go home today and write out what your world is looking like and where you're stuck, and realize there's some choices that you're making and things you're casting upon the waters and thoughts that you're putting up in the sky, as opposed to knowing that there's something greater than those challenges. You know that saying we've said a lot around here? It's time to stop telling God how big your problems are and start telling your problems how big your God is. That's right. It is time to align with that. It is time to prime the pump with that. If you want to worry, if you want to do anxiety, it's your choice, but it is not a divine something. You can do that, but that's what you're priming the pump. That's what you're casting upon the waters, and what's coming back into your world will substantiate that. If you want to know that you're an infinite expression of God, a child of God with infinite possibilities, have been given a gift to bring forth to this generation at this time, that there is nothing that can stop you, and that the universe is lining up to bring you the opportunities to step in because the door has been unlocked. The people have been removed from your world that has blocked it, and all the resources that are necessary to bring it forth is ready to gush forth in your world. Then just pump it one more time. God bless you as we do. Hey, let's keep it going. Bring Arne back to the stage one more time.
Ooh. Yes. Thank you so much. This song came through me at a point when I needed to prime my pump. So thank you for that remembrance.
Don't look back when you are almost there. If you can just hold on, you'd be breathing golden air. And don't sink now when you're so close to land and can almost feel the kiss of the sand beneath your tired feet. Sometimes you think you don't have enough, then a voice will whisper in your ear, saying you're almost there. Golden air, golden air. Now don't look left when you just know that you are right, when you can feel God's light shining upon your face. And don't think now that you have no strength to spare. If you can just hold on, you'd be breathing golden air. Sometimes you think you don't have enough, then a voice will whisper in your ear, saying you're almost there. Golden air, golden air. Now this is where you prime that pump. This is how you do it. Go strong. Keep moving on. It won't be long. Keep holding on. You're almost there. Golden air. You're almost there. Golden air. You're almost there. Golden air. Everybody take a breath. Golden
And that is our name. Taking us to that golden air place. Oh my, how beautiful. What range, what control. What a gift of the heart for sure. Wow. Hey, this is the time of our service where we have the opportunity to unite together. Just to feel your heart here today, to listen to that divine heartbeat and know that this is where we want to give from. Just as Arne shared her gifts of the heart, this is the time to share that which is within your heart. For as we remember God first in all things, what we find is Spirit just remembering to bring those opportunities into our life. We're dealing with that which is truly infinite, and as you become the activity of that infinite expression, what you will find is that expression being the activity of your life. You get to decide as to what you're sending forth, for it is God that gives us the ability to experience well. Put God first in all things, and you will not find yourself short in anything. So with those thoughts, I want to invite our ushers to come forward as we do take this gift. And say thank you to this wonderful crew. Thank you to those that mail in your contribution when you can't be here on a Sunday. Those that remember us with the auto tithe, that regular systematic support from your world into Seasides. It gives us the opportunity to continue to operate with a sense of confidence. And I share this prayer of gratitude with the most generous of spiritual communities, knowing that this truly is ratified golden air, an air in which that mystical expression, the divine, has its way that allows each of us to see and know the true source of being, that is not anyone or anything, but that God in its infinite expression moves through the different channels and the streams into our life that could look like the employers or whoever. I know right now that all is God, and it's in this moment that I choose to send forth that which is blessed individual life coming from the heart, continues to take that heart joy and love out into the world. So with joy, we send it forth and just say thank you. It's with that sense of appreciation for the wonderful principles of abundance that are there for all to live with ease, grace, freedom, and comfort. And so it is. Amen. And together, let us say our affirmation of abundance, which is, Spirit continues to bless my world. Gratefully, I live as the giving expression of Spirit, opening the floodgates of the affluent flow of greater good as my life now. As I stand before this bounty with a sense of joy and appreciation and excitement and love for the wonderful manifestation of God here, this ever wellspring of expanding greater good that has been sent forth on those currents of love and support are received with an open heart and taken care of in a good stewardship and sent forth back into activity and action to support Spirit's work in ever-increasing kinds of ways of good. Grateful to be part of such a generous spiritual community that knows and is grateful for the principles of abundance and have it working in life. We say thank you for this here and now. So it is. Amen. All right. Thank you. This is Joanne Wolf, one of your board members. Guys, way to tear it up. That is your band from Seaside. Woo! Arne Batson, oh my goodness, you are just a fabulous gift to us today. Thank you for being here. Reverend Fran, bless you for your multiple abilities to support us in the music and the arts. Reverend Lori, thank you for helping out today. And next Sunday, 4 o'clock, where are you going to be? Whoa, you're going to have a crowd. Lori's ordination, 4 o'clock. Matt, thank you for giving us the sound. Appreciate you. Marv, giving us the visuals. Thank you. Timothy, sharing this message with the world. It is a fabulous message to share. And so let's see. Flowers, gorgeous. Keith and Dorothy, 30 years. You love birds of Cupid. Thank you for sharing your beauty with us and that love with us. Also, Lori, you got your social media class coming up. I know there were like 20 people for the leadership with you last week. Thank you for doing it for the whole congregation. I know your gift will make a difference in everybody's life and their ability to communicate. So thank you for offering that. And Reverend Alice Monday night is starting her class on consciousness of wealth. It's a fabulous piece that coordinates what we're doing here. Hi, how are you? Hi. Any of you guys drive? Who wants my keys to wash the car? Okay, yeah, maybe. Any of you 16? 15. You've been to my house. I don't need to take it home. And maybe I'll give it to... Well, anyway, the teens are washing cars, and... So go on out, because what they're doing is they're raising money to go to their winter camp, and it is a fabulous experience we give our kids. So please do that to support them. But what I want to do right now, first, is tell you that next week's color, since some of you haven't received my mailing, is they call this rose. So next week we're doing rose. Okay, so we'll give you a heart to go on your poster. Make sure you pick up a poster on the way out if you didn't, because every time you see turquoise this week, you're going to think about what? Priming the pump. All right. And all that went with it. So, but what is going with it right now is this is one of those magic moments at Seaside. Twice a year, we have a new member Sunday, and there are 30 individuals that are just officially joining our community. I want to invite you up on the stage right now. I want to invite our ministers and board president to join me down here so we can officially welcome you in. Come on out. Let's go. Fabulous. This is exciting. Hey. You know, make it a microphone, have everyone introduce themselves. So we'll start on this side. And your name, just share that.
Rico Cabello.
Vicky Mizell.
Jason Schofield.
Billy Schofield.
Shauna McNamara.
Suzanne Orcutt.
Rebecca Toft.
Gina St. Bridget.
Diane Frost.
Erin Wilson.
Estrella Guanipa.
Nancy Sims.
Winnie Fields.
David Canterman.
Richard Spahn.
Hey, Matt, over here. Try it again.
Ann Douglas.
And Hal Douglas.
Hey, we got a Stella right here.
Stella Barrier.
Well, this is an exciting moment for Seaside. Because of your commitment, Our community is uplifted this day. We are truly blessed by your saying yes to what Seaside is, which is about bringing Spirit forth in a loving, kind way. It's a place that we have created, a community that is without judgment, that honors all people on their spiritual path, wherever you may be. Know that this is a spiritual nexus, inspiring people to live that which has been placed in your heart, that which is stirring in your soul. It is a community that shares the spiritual principles to take that dream from the abstract level and make it real. Spiritual community is no longer about joining a church, but rather it is about playing with people of like mind. It is about being involved with individuals who have the same core principles and beliefs and deep understanding. And so one of the most satisfying of human experiences is that when you find a community that is in alignment with what feels right in your heart and soul and are able to say yes to that, you open up those floodgates, those doors that have been locked begin to open up, and that wonderful expression of God moves through. And so I want you to remember that Seaside is you. That you are our heart, our hands, our feet. You are the conduits from that divine stream that is moving through. It is looking forward to your new ideas to bring forth. Rico, step forth, wants to start you don't need to step forth, but it wants to start a wholeness ministry here. Stella's jumped in the development committee. All of you, the kids, with Rebecca, there is so much, Aaron, and working with the teens. There is just so much involvement going on. This is your home. It is your community, and you are encouraged, to find the areas that turn you on and your passion where you want to complain. So there is within this community the Spirit that is Seaside that moves. It is not me. It is not your ministers. You are the Spirit of this community, and you are the ones that take it out into the greater community. You are spiritual leaders that bring that light and make a difference. And religious science is not a science of how we deliberately make things happen, but it is a cooperation and alignment with that divine expression of Spirit. And so, Trudy, who is your board president, they're among us at this time who have let their desire be known to be members of our spiritual community.
You are unifying with each other and with the members of the center and all members of centers of spiritual living throughout the world in a warm, loving, divine fellowship of spirit. As you enter into the center's activity in thought, word, purpose, plan, and action, you are important in the unique way to each other and to all humanity. Through your adherence to the practices of and teachings of religious science, you will become a vital factor in establishing and maintaining the kingdom of heaven in earth. As you join in membership cooperation, the experience of each is enlarged and expanded into greater good. For as you enter into a life of service to mankind and life itself and to God, you knowingly become one with the very spirit of the divine presence. In this way, you increasingly become an influence for good in the lives of all of whom you contact. The one obligation placed upon you is the obligation you place on yourself in the fulfillment of the purpose in your hearts and the meaning of membership to you. On behalf of the Board of Trustees and the other members of this center, I lovingly receive each of you into membership into Seaside Center for Spiritual Living.
I hold you in my heart. Join with me, would you please, the words right there. Are part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. Are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. You are the face of God.
I hold you in my heart.
I hold you in my heart.
You are a part of me.
You are a part of me.
You are the face of God. You are the face of God.
You are the face of God.
I hold hold you in my heart. You are a part of me.
You are a part of me.
You are the face of God.
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 I hold you in my heart.
I hold you in my heart.
You are a part of me.
You are a part of me.
You are the face of God.
You are the face of God.
You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart.
I hold you in my heart.
You are a part of me.
You are a part of me.
You are the face of God.
You are the face of God.
You are the face of
You
God.
You are the face of God.
I hold you in my heart.
I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. Face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. Part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God.
Let's remain standing right now as I share these closing thoughts and prayer and feel the face of God that is shining upon each and every one of them. For what we have cast upon this water, look out, and what you see is the face of God shining back. Truly, our lives are blessed. We are part of a spiritual community that celebrates the Spirit that is in each and every one of us, reminding us of the power that lies within, that we continue to remember those principles to bring forth the greatness of being, for each of us has been tapped by that infinite expression. We have been called and qualified. And I know right now that what comes back from the waters that we have cast out there is that which honors our heart's desire, living with a sense of grace and ease, fulfillment, success, and freedom. And so I say thank you for this moment of realization, and with gratitude, knowing the healing is going on in those ways that are relevant and real. I let go and let go, and so it is.
There was a time, a time in my life. I see y'all know this one. Thought I had to do it all. Thought I had to do it all for myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. And I didn't know the love of God was at hand. Woo, woo. But now I can say, if you're discouraged from that pump and face another day, you gotta let it go. Let it all, let it all, let it all, let it all go. Oh, and this is what we have. This is what we have to say. I release and I let go. Come on, the Spirit from my life, yeah. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. You know there's no more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. You know that I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. You know there's no more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Now, Seaside, y'all take one.
And my heart is open.
You know
All right. Hallelujah. Amen.
For the week is, I am joyously unlocking my good by giving. Together, I am joyously unlocking my good by giving. Again, I am joyously unlocking my good by giving. One more time. I am joyously unlocking my good by giving. And our song of grace.
I'm living in love. I'm living in peace. I'm living my life for what I believe. Through joys and through fears, in this world I walk. God's grace shines on me, and it shines on us all. We are living in grace. We are living in grace. We are living in grace. We're living in love. We're living in peace. United we stand as one family. We honor all truth as together we walk. God's grace moves through me and it moves through us all. We are living in grace. 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 Amen, amen. Hallelujah.